Hey everyone, Staff Pats is here. You know what it is, you guys saw the Cube Defense update. They just released the staff-made game modes, which you could find on the 3rd floor of the castle for Hades Pit. So in this floor, you could find 7 new different paths that you could play, and each one gives you a really cool reward. As you can see, for most of my skins, it is something you've never seen before. Ooh, fancy. We're gonna go through it in this video and how to beat it, and at the end, I'm just gonna show you guys the gameplay sped up. And before we get started, if this is your first time watching me, then hello to you. My name is Eric and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more Cube Defense videos and also tap the bell to be notified whenever I upload new videos. And if you did that, thank you so much. So wholesome. And now you might be wondering, what's so special about these staff pads? Well, first thing, these are made by actual Cube Defense staff, which is pretty new in the community. We never really had someone else besides the devs or Dirt McGrain make game modes for us. And each one of these pads will give you a special skin that was created and designed by our lovely staff. Oh, so wholesome. Moving on to the next question, where can you find the staff pads? So basically, if you're at the Hades Pit area, which is this one right here, you're gonna exit a little bit, and as you can see, there's stairs coming up here, so we're gonna take those stairs right now, and you're gonna want to go to the 3rd floor because this next floor is just path 10 still, so you're gonna take one more floor up. And as you can see, there's some doors here. Here we go. Welcome to the staff pads, everyone. So I believe there's like up to 6 floors in this castle, so you could go up if there's no doors available on this first area. So yeah, you just basically ring the doorbell, same as any other pads. Now I'm gonna go through what I did for each pad, just a little summarizing and stuff. And at the end, I'm gonna be showing you guys my gameplay and hopefully it helps. Starting off with Matbegood's path. So in Matt's game mode, a lot of people say this is the easiest path to beat. So if you're trying to get the staff paths badge, then maybe this is the good choice for you. So for Matt's path, this should be doable. Any splash towers would be good. And one thing about this path is that there are screamers, and these cubes will stun your towers and it could kill you. So better watch out. And I believe they're immune to splash. So when you get a bunch of screamers that stun your towers, I don't think the splash would help, but on the other mobs that spawn in, it's definitely gonna help. You can use Haunted Manor or Garrison in order to catch the leaks of the screamers if they do stun your towers and nothing was shooting. Definitely spawn towers would be very good in this path. And at the end, you should get the win and the skin, which is Spook, made by Matbegood. Moving on to path 201, which is supposed to be by Air was here. However, it was cancelled, and instead Air gave us a wonderful skin that you could purchase at the skin shop, and it's called Misty Starlight. Very wholesome skin. I love it. I currently have it equipped on most of my towers because I just love the design of it, so you guys better purchase. On to the next path, which is path 203, which is it's made by me. So this path might be a little bit challenging. Basically, you're gonna load into a match. First wave, the boss spawns. Like, what is going on? The idea for this path is that you don't make any money at all on any cubes besides the boss, which is Kalabang Hari. It's in Filipino, so if anyone's Filipino out there, you'll probably understand this one. Also, the lightning cubes will give you money, so those are your 2 ways into making some dollars. You might be asking, how can you start with this path? Typically, you could start with some heavy turret MK2s into max, or you can use scary missile pods. You could also use max OS at the very back, targeted to strong at early game, then to first mid to late game. And for mid game, you could also use some Poseidon's Tomb, but make sure that they are on first, because once the lightning cube starts spawning and Poseidon's Tomb hits the lightning cube, it will just speed it up and it would do little to no damage. So make sure to set your tubes to strong if you're placing them down, just to be safe. However, you are more than welcome to play around with the targeting of the tower. If you see, let's say, a Rando's Reaper getting by and getting into the very first out of all of the cubes, then you may set your tomb to strong. It really depends on what you're comfortable with. Mid to late game, make sure you guys are focusing on high damaging towers such as OS, Poseidon's Tomb, Heavy Turret MK2, because there's gonna be a ton of Reapers that's gonna surprise you, so better watch out for that one. When you get to wave 10, if you have a frost show, then this path has a job for you. You might think like everything's over, you killed the boss, like yes, we too good for this, easy. Well, not yet, because there's a boss that's gonna spawn in, which is me, but I'm called Game Master. Y'all basically made Game Master mad, and now he's running out of the door. What can you do to slow him down or to stop him? Well, that's where Frost Shell comes in. Make sure at the beginning of Wave 10, you guys are preparing for having Frost Shells at the front of the paths. Make sure that they're on strong because there's gonna be a lot of cubes spawning at the same time as the boss, and you're gonna follow the boss with your Frost Shells targeting on strong. If everyone's fast enough doing this, then you know, congratulations. You just won the skin that I made for this, which is the Sky's Masterpiece. Very nice. On to the next path, which is path 204. That would be REDWORT. So for REDWORT, there's a lot of ways that you could start this. For me personally, I do Scary Missile Pods. One person does OS, and one person would either do Missile Pods as well, or they could do glue guns. It's really up to you. But you definitely need someone who would do OS, because on this path, there's a lot of fast cubes that would just kinda work their way up to the end of the path, so better watch out for that one. That's also where glue gun comes in, so make sure to use your glue guns. It should be not too hard to beat, but again, I'm gonna show you guys my gameplay at the end of this video. But basically, when spooky REDWORT starts spawning in, some people work on their OS, or some people do their stars in order to kill spooky REDWORT as fast as we can. And at the end, when you get the boss, anyone who has Star of Sovuso, you guys should place down your stars and make sure that you are starring them. I don't know if there's a word for attacking with a star, like how we say we're lording the boss. I don't think there's a word, so we're starring the boss. At the end, you should get another skin made by REDWORT, and that's specifically for Golden Glue Gun, which is called Golden Frank Gun. For this one though, make sure that you guys own Golden Glue Gun before doing this path. If you don't have Golden Glue Gun yet, make sure to work on it as fast as you can, because you only have a few days left before the Halloween event ends. And now we're gonna be moving on to the next path, which is path 205, which is by xcanimo_YT. This path might be one of the hardest paths in here, but once you learn how to do it, then it should be very smooth sailing. Basically what we did is that in the beginning, everyone's gonna be doing the same thing. One person's gonna put a Scary Missile Pod on the left side of this bookshelf right here, same thing to the right side, and the third person could either put it on the left side shelf or the right side shelf. It's really up to you. For us, we did it all on the left side and one person on the right side. You're gonna want to upgrade the Scary Missile Pod once, and then for the rest of your cash, one person is gonna put a Golden Glue Gun on the left side turn, as you can see right here, and the middle, in which you could see that I put in here, and the third person is gonna put it on the opposite side but same turn as the first one. The middle person, which is me, typically focuses on maxing the glue gun before getting another upgrade of Scary Missile Pod, which is even more scary missiles, I believe. For the people on the sides, the left and right sides, they're gonna have to judge whether or not to either upgrade the glue gun first or the Scary Missile Pod first into even more scary. So you're gonna use a little bit of judgment here, but typically whoever upgrades to even more scary missiles upgrade first would mean that the other person on the other side of the shelves would focus on their glue gun. So it's like an either or situation, depending on which one is getting overwhelmed the most. For the middle person, which is me, once I get a max glue gun, I'm gonna try and get even more scary missiles. When the other people in your team also maxes their golden glue guns, you guys are gonna work on another scary missile pods, but make sure it is equal. There should be 3 on each sides of the map to even scary missile upgrade. So once there are 6 even more scaries in the map, next thing that you're gonna want to do is 2 people in your team are gonna focus on rail guns into iron spikes, and there should be a campfire right over this area right here. And basically you're gonna upgrade this to purifier as much as possible so you guys can get cheaper upgrades and basically just place around it. And the third person, which is me, I would typically start doing battleships on this lava right here. So make sure to focus on battleships and also to put a campfire into purifier in order to get cheap upgrades. And you're basically gonna put as many battleships as you can on here because you're gonna need it for the wave where him spawns. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's this number in the middle and you have to collect as much candy as you can, up to 20, before the last wave comes. Because if you don't collect enough candy, the final boss would have much more health and it'll be a little bit difficult to kill it. So if I were you, I would collect the candies. You might be asking, what do you need the battleships for? You would need it for one of the cubes in this path, which is called him. This person right here has 999 shield, which means all of the towers in the tower pool would deal only 1 damage to this cubes. You're gonna want a tower that has a lot of bullets, and that's where battleship comes in. Battleship has a lot of bullets, if you guys didn't know. This would definitely shred the him cube. Your goal for this one is you're gonna want to try and kill him as fast as you can, because if you don't, you're gonna leak the jousters, which comes in the next wave, and that would definitely kill you. It's better to be safe than sorry. And at the end, you would see that the boss spawns, and there will be a few cubes that are in there, including 2 hims that would spawn in the map. Eventually, you'll get to kill everything that spawns except for 2 hims that are currently lingering around the map and the boss. When there's only 2 hims left and the boss sitting there, I was just setting your railguns into strong in order to focus on the boss, because if you leave your railguns on first and it's hitting hims, again, this cube has 999 shield, which means the railguns would just do 1 damage to it, which is wasting your damage. So it's better to focus the damages on the boss rather than hims. And at the end, you should win, and that's pretty much it. One of our cube players in the community actually made a document version of their strategy, so if you guys want to check them out, I'm gonna be leaving the link in the description. The document though is a little bit different than how I beat mine, so just keep in mind if you want to follow how I did it versus the document. Those are 2 different things, but similar. It's weird. And once you achieve victory, you should earn a skin for your stealth bomber, and it looks pretty cool, and it's called Hover Bomber. Definitely worth getting it. Next path that we're gonna be talking about is path 206, aka Fire_Ninja. For this path, you're gonna want a lot of splash and also something that sees shadow. Again, that's where Scary Missile Pods comes in. One of your teammates could focus on Scary Missile Pods if they choose to, and also if someone has mortars, definitely gonna be a big help on this path because of its burn damage. It just works really good on this map. And basically your goal is to kill the cubes. That's pretty much it, and try not to leak, but definitely use a lot of splash as possible. And at the end, if you win the path, you also get a skin made by Ninja, and that is specifically for Poseidon's tomb, and it is called Fire Ninja's super cool tomb skin. Very nice. I'm gonna be showing you guys the skins at the end of this guide. Next path that we're gonna be talking about is path 207 by Zippity Duda. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this path is way different than the rest of the paths. This one, you spawn into a graveyard, and as you can see, it is a huge map with a lot of arrows in the map, and you're just like, what is going on? Basically, the cubes are mainly gonna exit at the back where the tombstone for Big Chunk is. I would say for one person to defend the tombstone at the very back of the map in the middle, and setting your towers around that area into close, just because the targeting is kind of wonky on this map. So if you're gonna put something by the tombstone, make sure to put those towers to close targeting. If someone has submarines, people could do submarines on the water and defend whatever's at the front. One person could also invest their money in defending what's on the front. Just pretty much the idea here is to spread out your defenses. Don't just defend the back, defend the front also, and you should be good to go. And at the end, you would see a huge enhancer spawn into the map, and this enhancer is busted. When I'm telling you busted, I mean all of the towers are doing so much damage, and they shoot every 0.1 of a second. That's crazy to me. At the end, when you kill the boss, then you get the skin made by Zippity Duda, which is called Ghostly Tomb. Oh, by the way, this skin is not specifically for Tomb. This is just the name of the skin, so you should get it in all of your towers. And again, I'm gonna be showing you guys the skin at the very end. And now we're gonna be talking about the very last path, which is path 202, which came a little bit later than the rest of the paths, and this is by Von Drake. So for this map, it shouldn't be too hard. However, you're gonna want a lot of splash for this map. So if you have someone with ACDs, definitely place down the ACDs, Scary Missile Pods, and also if anyone has spawn towers like Garrison or Manor, I'm not sure if Manor is in here, but if someone has Garrison, definitely invest on Garrison, because at the end, you will get a boss that has a ton of shield, and most towers wouldn't be able to deal with that. So Garrison would definitely take care of it, or at least some of it. And at the end, when you win, you should get a skin called Revenant's Lament. I don't know how to say it. But basically you get this skin. It's pretty cool. I like the design. And again, I'm going to be showing you guys the skin at the very end, aka right now, because we're going to talk about skins now. So for the skins, there are only a few ones that are new except for the staff path ones, and one of them is Air's skin, aka Air was here. If you guys didn't know, she made a skin for us as well, but it's going to be in the skin crate option right here. I have it in most of my towers because I love the design of it. A random skin just spawned in the skin shop right here. And as you can see, this is the Temple MK2 and it is called Flame Temple. And it's for 8,000 candy. So make sure to purchase that before the Halloween event ends. And now we're gonna go ahead and check out the skins. I think I'm just gonna put a little clip here and there of all of the skins. So enjoy this clip right here. Now I present to you my gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy.